Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and it's just plain and simple. Every Worlds at Fnatic is a banger. You know, year in and year out, you can always count on some drama, some spiciness, some unexpected turn of events happening to Fnatic right around Worlds time, and this year is no exception. Yes, over the last couple days, I put out some videos about some Fnatic drama, scrims, all that stuff going on, and I want to talk about that more because there has been some more coming out surrounding that scenario, but what we have to talk about today is some more breaking news, some more urgent news, and could have an even bigger impact on Fnatic and the entire Worlds situation overall. This is news coming from Fnatic just a little bit ago. I tweeted this out maybe like 45 minutes ago. This maybe came out an hour ago, probably less, but we're right on top of this story. As always, I'm trying to give, trying to do my best to give you guys the most up-to-date information. Fnatic put out this statement, and they said, with Worlds 2022 fast approaching, we wanted to provide an update to our amazing fans. Unfortunately, both Upset and Hylissang have tested positive for COVID-19, and their journey to Mexico will be delayed accordingly. We are currently working closely with Riot on the matter and doing absolutely everything within our power to ensure our team arrives safely ahead of their first match on the 29th of September. Our players' health and well-being are first and foremost priority. Both players are feeling okay, and we wish them a speedy recovery. I don't know if that means they have no symptoms. I don't know if that means they're not sick at all, just because they're feeling okay. You know, you could be sick and be like, oh yeah, I'm still doing okay. I don't know. I assume that means they have no symptoms, but I'm not sure. We'll provide updates as we receive them in the following days. So man, this is crazy. Upset and Hylissang, probably Fnatic's two best players, Fnatic's two best players are now testing positive for COVID 6 days away from the start of Worlds. And yes, it is just Worlds play-ins, and Fnatic is a good team. They should be able to get, they should be able to make it out of play-ins no matter what. But the very first day, September 29th, 6 days from now, Fnatic takes on EG, and it's single round robin. So they only get to play EG one time. And the winner of Fnatic EG is going to be favored to make it out of that group and be favored to automatically qualify for the World's main stage. And the loser of that game is going to have to play, some probably pretty tough best of fives to end up qualifying for the World stage. So being ready for September 29th is going to be the biggest thing. But obviously, if they tested positive for COVID today, I'm not exactly sure if they tested positive today or the last couple of days or whatever, but if they tested positive today, I know the general recommendations, like the CDC recommendations currently at this moment, because I just had COVID a month ago, had to go with the whole thing at my work and everything, is that you should quarantine for 5 days, and then like if your symptoms are lessening or if you don't have symptoms or whatever, then you're pretty much good to go. But again, 5 days, that would take us to September 28th. That would be just a single day away from Worlds. And then like maybe they'd be able to leave September 28th, get here by September 29th, and literally be like showing up for their first game. But I don't know how the travel restrictions work. I don't know how traveling with COVID or with a recent COVID positive test works. I assume generally the players just fly like on regular flights and stuff. I don't think they fly private all that much, especially the Western teams and players. Maybe Fnatic or Riot or something would be able to set up some kind of private flight for Upset and Hylissang to be able to get to the United States, or to be able to get to North America, to get to Mexico, because that's a weird thing too. You know, if they were just in North America already, which you could argue the case that, hey, these guys probably should already be in NA, that they would be able to maybe play remotely or be able to figure something like that out. But the problem is we still need to get them from Europe to NA with a recent, COVID test. So this is going to get really, really spicy. It's going to get really crazy. Obviously, first and foremost, hopefully Upset and Hylissang are okay. Hopefully nobody else on the Fnatic team tests positive, because obviously if they're all like intermingling and stuff like that, hanging out. Also, another weird thing is that Fnatic has not been scrimming. We know this for a fact. They have not been scrimming recently. So since they haven't been scrimming before this, and now the rest of the team is going to have to travel to NA without them, they still will not get like any scrims with Upset and Hylissang in. I don't know. How much of Worlds are Upset and Hylissang going to have to miss, if any? What is the soonest that they're going to be able to travel? What's the soonest that they're going to be able to get here? But even once they do get here, if it is delayed, obviously they are not going to get much scrim time, much practice time, or much time just in the NA time zones, which is a big thing because obviously the European and NA time zones are very, very different. You're going to be jet lagged. Your sleep's going to be all messed up. You want to be here for some amount of time beforehand, not just be showing up and playing. Now, the debate that's going on Twitter and stuff right now is, say that these players are not able to play, who is going to be subbing in for them? I don't know, and I have not seen what the Fnatic official roster for Worlds is, but obviously last year when Fnatic played, they had Bean. They brought Bean as their substitute. I don't know if you get 1 or 2 substitutes right now. I know in years past you've just gotten 1 substitute, but we also do know that at least the LCS, and I'm assuming Riot as a whole, allows emergency substitutes for emergency circumstances. That's how we know Kaori got to play for Danny, even though Kaori was not Evil Genius's sub for the playoffs, but they allowed them, like an illegal substitution or whatever because of unforeseen extreme circumstances. So we know that kind of thing does happen. So then some people are saying, okay, well, hey, the Fnatic bot lane, they're going to get to play. It's going to be Bean and Rux playing for Fnatic. But it's not so simple, because if Rux was not on Fnatic's Worlds roster, he might not have a visa in place. He's not going to be able to get a visa in the next 5 or 6 days or whatever. He's not going to be able to come over. So then the question becomes, what is Fnatic going to do? Are they going to end up getting a North American player to sub in for them? Are they going to get, are they going to end up with Core JJ or, I don't know, Chime, or one of these other random supports for one of these other North American teams playing for them? I don't know. We still haven't heard. Fnatic says they're going to provide updates as we receive them, but this is the talk of all of Twitter right now. This is what everyone is saying. Kadrill tweeted this out. He was like, could Fnatic loan a bot lane from an LEC team similar to the Doggo situation at MSI? And again, they probably are going to, they probably are going to get to add in someone. I know Rich here, he says not allowed to add any players at this stage, free agents otherwise, as far as I know. And again, this I don't know for sure, but we know in the LCS, we literally just saw this a couple weeks ago. I'm assuming that the LCS isn't going to have wildly different rules than Worlds, especially when COVID is involved. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, you guys got COVID? Too bad. Now Yamato has to play support for you guys at Worlds or something like that. I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think Riot is going to allow them some kind of sub. Obviously, yes, the LEC bot lanes would be great, but again, are the LEC teams going to be able to come over? Is it going to be Patrick and Mickey? Is it going to be, whatever bot lane you want to say? Could we get Fnatic Reckless coming in? I don't know. I think North American players who are already in NA is going to be much more likely. But even for them, depending on if they have passports or whatever ready to go, again, this isn't in the United States. This is in Mexico. So it really makes this whole situation just really, really crazy. At this point, we have no idea who's going to be playing for Fnatic. We don't know when Upset and Hylissang are going to be able to get to NA. If I don't know what's going to happen, and this is just really, really crazy. So unfortunate. Everyone is saying how Fnatic is cursed and Upset's cursed. This guy he's qualified for Worlds last year, didn't get to play. Now he's qualifying for Worlds this year. I assume we're going to see Upset and Hylissang at some point during this Worlds. This shouldn't delay it too much. It should be 5 to 7 days of quarantining at most, and they should be able to get on over here. But obviously, they have to be very, very careful that this doesn't spread to other Fnatic players, that it doesn't spread to other players at Worlds, because then we could just have an absolute disaster on our hands. But yeah, Fnatic just seems cursed. Upset just seems cursed. I don't know what the heck is going on. Fnatic already had some drama and craziness going on. Now things seem to be getting even crazier and even spicier. Hopefully we figure out who's going to be playing for Fnatic very, very soon, because that's going to be interesting to see who they get. But I also hope we know when Upset and Hylissang are going to be here. But yeah, this is the latest. They have tested positive for COVID. That's all we know right now. Definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about anything we talked about in this video today. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.